What's up, guys? Today we're just going to give a quick market update on where Bitcoin's at and is this the beginning of the end? So, we were talking about this move for a while now, for the past few weeks, and I think it's starting to play out. So, if you look at the charts, we have this top chart is the price of Bitcoin. This bottom chart is basically the fear and greed index. If you're not familiar with it, low values just means fear, and then high values means that people are greedy. So this shows the emotion in the crypto market, while the top chart is just the price of Bitcoin. So this is the move that we were talking about past few weeks. Usually what happens during the bear market is that Bitcoin stays sideways. So here, for example, it's staying sideways, but it has a short bias going up. So you can see that it is trending sideways, then it's going up. And then during this move, usually the fear and greed index spikes. So you can see this top part here, the fear and greed index spikes. And then that's actually the beginning of the next crash. So you can see that this next leg forward actually ended up breaking downwards, and the fear and greed index moves down again. This actually also happens during the start of this bear market, the very first crash. So you can see it here, for example, Bitcoin slowly trending up. Here was the price peak, and you can see this was also the fear and greed peak. And then afterwards, it just started crashing down. And that's when the price crashes down. And we're kind of seeing this play out again. So in the past few months, the price of Bitcoin has just been going up, and you can see the fear and greed index again flashing up here, and this looks like it's starting to break down. But is this going to happen overnight? Probably not, right? So what usually happens in the markets is that it's kind of drawn out. Like huge crashes do happen like that, but in the span of in most cases, it takes a while for these crashes to really fall a lot. So, for example, here we can see that in the previous crash, the peak of the fear and greed index was on January 15, right? And then the bottom, when the price ended up crashing all the way down, it was at February 7. So that entire move lasted 1 month, right? So if that's gonna be the same move that we're gonna experience now, you can see the fear and greed index spiked here. The top spike was at May 4th. So we probably can see this bottom around June 4th. Or if you want, this is kind of even, unlike the other ones, which are kind of spikes. So that's one difference that might suggest it might not happen. But if this is following the same pattern, you can see that this is probably gonna happen on June 4th or like around June 10th. So if this exact same pattern from the previous one plays out now, which it looks like it's starting to play out, the bottom will be around or at least the next leg down would be around June, like 12th or 13th. Is it always a month? Not necessarily. So if we look at other movements in the crypto market, there is some variability. So for example, here this is trading view. Like you can see the number of weeks. If we look at the price range, actually, not the price range. So if we look at the date range, this comes from let's just change this to daily, and you can see. So for example here, again, this is just the price of Bitcoin. This took around 25 days. All right. If we do it again for this move, for example, this peak, this took around 47 days, so a month and a half. And if we go back to the previous bear markets, we're doing previous bear markets because I feel like the pattern is different for bull markets than bear markets. So if we look at the previous bear markets again, just from when it's breaking down, this one, for example, took from this peak, it took around, this one was like 19 or 20 days. And this one was around 45 days. So you can see that it varies. It takes like maybe a month or 2 month and a half for these price peaks to actually end up crashing down to the downside. So if we do consider this to be the price stop for this local move in the bear market, then we are seeing it around June. We can also see like other ways to see it. So there's another graph in my website, Lofi-Ledger.com. It's completely free if you guys want to check it out. This is basically just the number of days it takes for certain moves to happen. So, I mean, this is unrelated right now, but if you're looking at like 100% moves, like how many days it takes to 2x your money, basically, you can see that during the prior peaks, it takes much longer. So, on average, in the last peak, it took 1,500 days. The previous peak, it took 1,100 days. And the first bull market peak, it took around 1,200 days. So it's around like 2 or 3 years for you to 2x if you like bought at the very top. So for example, if right now if the top was in like October or November, it'll take like 3 years. So it'll be like 2028 at around August 2028 where we'll see the next bull market top, right? But I mean, we're talking about declines right now, so we move it to down. And right now, we're just looking at 50% moves because we haven't even gotten a real 50% move. If you want 60% move, we can do that too. So for example, here, the last bear market, so the last bull market, a 60% drop took around, 400 days. Right, and you can see here the average was around 282 days. So it takes around 282 days on average for a 60% drop to happen from like the bull market peaks, right? So if we just check the last bull market peak, it was around, it's around probably like August. I think that's what I'm seeing. That's August 5th. So if we just put August 5th of like 2025, 5th, 2025. Oops, you get the point. Yeah, so August 5th of 2025, we apply the 282 days. We can see that the target will be around 45K, and it said it would have happened on like May 14th. But this is just the average. There's also like a standard deviation. So if we add the standard deviation, which is another 100 days, this will probably, yeah. So this puts us around like August 22. So yeah, so basically that's what we're looking at. So in my previous videos, I was talking about how we could see a bottom at around June or October. And that's kind of like what we're seeing now. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing with the markets right now. Just an update. It seems like the pattern is playing out. And the usual pattern is fear and greed index goes up with the price. It peaks and then it crashes. So this same pattern happened 3 times already in this bear market alone, and it's happened in previous bear markets. So just caution you guys, not financial advice, of course. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.